we were discussed how to add the data, into shape and list using Power Apps. And today also we are going to discuss a bit more into that, like how you can work with the columns and how you can work with the button controls here. So in the last session, we are end up with some columns related stuff, like how to modify this column, how to move one place to another place. For example, location is in the first place, but I don't like, I want to keep that in the last place or second place, whatever it is. How you can modify that, we'll discuss that. So for that, you need to click any of the column here. If you hit, you can able to see here there's option named as field. When we hit edit, it shows up all location, address, established date, and the title, something like this. And if you want to move that in one place to another place, for example, location, I don't want to keep here. I want to keep this location in the bottom. And then I want to keep my title in the first place, then address in the second place. You can do that using drag and drop option. For example, in some point of time, the guy is deleted one address control here, and now we have only title, established date, MD, and location. Now I want to add that back into my Power Up form. So for that, we have an option here again, edit fields. I can able to see four. So to add that, and you'll have an option named as add field, right? So to add that, you can type here address for search, or you don't want to do that, and you can easily find it out. If you have hundreds of columns, okay, that's a little bit difficult to find it out, but we have a couple of columns. You can easily identify the column which are deleted from here, or if you want to add more columns, something like created by created, these are the metadata fields you can able to add into the form, but you cannot able to edit that because these are the read-only field, and it's set by the system by default. So I'm clicking add. I can able to see that here address also showing up here, and now this is in the bottom. If you want to move this into a second place, yes, you can do that. Once you drag and drop, and it will appears here. If you want to see that in the runtime, and you can able to see title, address, established date, and the location. Now, for example, some point of time yesterday we were discussed about the star marks. The same way how you can modify this title, address. It looks good, but still, if you want to modify and you want to add some color code, whatever it is, you can able to add into your Power App form. So for that, I am going back to the data cards. Every data card contains four different type of cards here in the bottom. So the first one is star visible. Now you can able to see the star here. This is not comes by default. For example, if your card is mandatory field, and if this card only mandatory, it will visible. If it is not a mandatory field, it will not visible. And sometimes, okay, I made it mandatory in the shape and list, so that's why it is appearing. Still, I want to change this one. You can do that. That we'll discuss later. We'll modify the things, and then we'll discuss about that. And this is about the error message. And every mandatory field having an error message plays also, and it shows the error message that I'll show you in the runtime. When I click save, I can able to see the error message here. An entry is required or has an invalid value. Please correct it and try again. So if you enter the data, now it will save automatically. If you are not entering the data in the mandatory fields, it automatically throws an error. This we know, because if you see any of the star mark, those are the mandatory fields. If you are not entering data, that passes an error. If you want to change this error message also, you can able to change that. And I'm closing this. And how we can change the error message. Now I'm clicking here for the location card. The location card is showing parent.error. It automatically comes with a parent error message. If I want to modify, see when I click here, it's not clickable. It's not clickable. And here also the text is locked. To unlock these type of data cards, and we have an option called unlock. When I right click on this, when I unlock, and it will unlock. So once it is unlocked, and then I can able to change the parent.error into something else. Now instead of this, I can pass in a message. Please enter location. Or you can say something like that. And location is a mandatory field, something like that. When I click this one, I can able to see please enter location. Everywhere you can able to see the parent dot error which is coming from system. An entry is required or has an invalid value. Please correct and try again. Everywhere you can able to see. For title also it is showing that some same, and for established date also it is showing same. And here in the location we modified it. Please enter location. This way we can modify the error messages. Even for example, somebody likes red color in the error message, somebody don't like that red color. If you don't like the red color, if you want to keep something yellow, green, whatever you want, you can give, but don't give green color. If it passes a green color, people thinks that okay, this is not an error message, and just give red related colors. If you like different colors, you can go with, but most probably error messages would be in the red color. That's fine. That is about the error message. The third one is data card value. And this data card value coming from system choices market dot location. And it is coming from the system because this is a choice field. When I run this, I can able to see that Hyderabad, Mumbai, New York, which we entered in the list. And this data card is coming from the list. So that's why this all information is coming from the list itself. So that's why the formula showing that, and it is coming from the data card. Selected choices and market is the data connection dot location. In the market list we have a column named as location. If you remove this one, and you cannot get these values because your formula is not getting the items from the list. And now when I go here and when I run it and click drop down, no, I'm not getting anything, but still I can able to see this drop down option because this is a choice column. It shows us it is a combo column here. Okay, we'll see what it shows. Is it a drop down or combo? Select this one, and this is a combo box. See, you can able to see this is a combo box, and this is a out of box data card, but still we modified it to get the items from the list. See, this is a items card, and when I enter the same one back, and then when you run this one, now the items will get from the SharePoint list. I can able to see that Hyderabad, Mumbai, New York, everything which we entered in the list. Click OK. And the same for the MD as well. MD also it's showing find items, and when I click this one, and this is not a drop down, but still I can able to see the drop down, and MD is a people picker column. Everywhere here we have the find items. Now here it is throwing error, so that's why it's not showing up anything. When I click cancel, it's not resetting the field because we don't have any entries here, so that's why it's not resetting. What we'll do is now we'll check in the runtime. This is only here in the Power Apps Studio. I can able to run and I can able to see, but when I publish into my SharePoint list, we'll see what happens. Now come back and then close this one and refresh this list. Click new. See, still this error is showing up. And when I click save, I'm getting error here, I'm getting different error here, I'm getting error here as well because we are not entered any data here. So now we can able to change the error messages as well. Now we'll see. And in the last session, we discussed about how to save the data, how to use cancel button. And now I have this cancel option here. It is disappearing, right? But when I use this cancel, and this is just going back to the new form. When I try to open some data, and then when I click DSC to see this one, when I hit cancel, it is coming back to the new form. But I don't like it. When I hit a cancel, instead of this, I'll create another button, use close. I'm coming back to the Power App Studio. I'm trying to insert a button here. To insert a button, we have an option called insert here. And under that, we have a button. Select this one and then keep it here. Now change the name to close. Okay, we changed the name into close. And then we have onSelect. In the onSelect, add the formula named as request hide. And I'm trying to hide the form, and I'm not entering the form name here. It's just a button. And then for same alignment, just change this color and make the font big. Okay, selected it and it's semi bold, change it to bold. Done. Go to file and then save it and then publish to SharePoint. Publish to SharePoint. When you come back to SharePoint list, then click new. Now when I hit, where is this? This is not published or it is not loaded into the SharePoint list. So just refresh once again, click new. Now we have this close button. When I hit, it will close. And if you go back to this also, when you hit close, it will close the Power App form in the list. So again, we'll come back to here. Now we changed this one and we can able to see the error messages also. Now the last, we have four data cards, and we discussed about star visible, we discussed about error message, and we discussed about data card value. The final is data card 2. And it's key for this one, like title. For example, you have a title and you can able to see this one. Now I want to change this title into market title instead of title. This we can do in the SharePoint list and that automatically comes here. But I don't want to modify in the SharePoint list. I want to modify here in Power App form. You can do that. So everywhere, if you want to modify this one, the card always shows the card is locked. This symbol showing that this card is locked. If it is locked, you cannot able to modify the data card. You cannot able to modify the error message, star visible, whatever the data card consists by default, you cannot able to modify until you unlock it. So for that, to unlock that one, you need to go to the respective data card. This is the data card. And if you click unlock here or anywhere, for example, just before we unlocked this one, and when I click this one, I cannot able to see the unlock option. Earlier, I just clicked on error message, I did the unlock, but I can able to modify in all places, because when you unlock any of this one, it automatically unlocks the complete card. So what I'm doing is unlock this one, and then the final one is data card key 1. Instead of this, I'm changing market title, and this is a text using double quotes. Okay, so if I do like this, and it takes as a text. If you are not keeping that in the double quotes, it will not take as a text. Now you can able to see the text market title. Instead of entering here, you can also enter here as well. If you enter here, it also modifies this place. For example, ABC file type, and then it also comes up here and here. You can change. And these are the other properties. For example, I don't want to use this font, and you can change the font as well. See, it changing the font as well. The size also, if you want to modify this size, you can able to do that. Like I want to keep 13, 14, whatever it is. And instead of semi bold, you can change it to bold. This is a font style. If you want to make that italic, you can do. If you want to add underline, you can do. And if you want to use a strike, you can use. And this is a text alignment. And basically, it by default, it is left aligned, and you can change it to center. You can change it to right, whatever it is. If you have multi-lines, you can utilize this one. And this is auto height, and this is line height. And this is overflow is hidden, and this is a display mode. This one we'll discuss a bit later, because we already discussed in the first session. If you want to keep your form in a new form, and you need to change this to new, or now it is disabled, but when you are running it, if you are not able to see your form, and you need to change it to new, and we already did in the initial time, so that's why it's not appearing. Of course, when I click this entire, if you want to select the entire form, and then you can able to see the 3 different types of forms: new form, edit form, and view. View is nothing but a display form. So we're talking about a single data card key. Okay, we have visible. Yes, we want to visible that. And we'll discuss about how to hide the columns and how to visible the columns. And this is about the position. Now, this is the x-axis and this is y-axis. Okay, so x-axis, it is in the 32nd position, the inside this one. And the y-axis, it is 10th position. This is a size and this is width and this is height. Okay, for example, this is 384. If I want to modify that, I cannot able to do initially. Here it is locked, but when you do in the form, it automatically comes. Now you can change this instead of 360, and you can put a 300 only. This majorly works in the Canvas apps when you have a multiple columns. This is only single column design here, and you won't get affected here. But if you want to keep two columns here, so that will affect. Then you have to keep one column in the 300 pixels and another column in the 300 pixels, and you can work like that. I don't think so. Now here this complete form contains, let me show you. This complete form contains 444 width only. That is the maximum width. And you just split into 222 for one and 222 for one if you want to work with two columns. Now I'm working with a single column. That no worries, for a data card, it can maximum occupies around 350, 360 or 370 would be fine. There is no impact on the power of form, because we are working with a single column structure. And then coming back to here, and this is about the size, this is about the padding. If you want to keep it 0, you can. We already discussing about the colors. This is the text color and this is the background color, and this is about the border, and there is no border. If you want to add the border, you can add the border with a dashed or dotted or a solid things. So if you want to test that, and you can go with the solid, and then if I change the color to something like this, and then you can able to see the box here for the data card, but it's not required. If it is required somewhere, and you can utilize that, but it's not required for here, and you can go with the none. This is about the focus border, and this is about the wrap. The wrap works like this. For example, I'm writing a, this is for test entries to check wrap functionality. I was written like this, but when I click run this one and see the data is not appearing here. But if I use wrap, and that automatically wraps the data into the next line. I think most of the people knows about it, how wrap works. I think we entered here. Okay, come down. Here we have wrap. If I select this one, you can able to see this is coming into the next line automatically. That is the wrap functionality, which is a basic functionality in the MS Word and Excel. And we can utilize that also here. I don't need this all. Now we know that it's vertical aligned in middle, and this is disabled color if you disabled it, and what color you want to keep on it. And this is about a hover color, and this is showing green color when you hover it. And there is no tooltip. If you want to add the tooltip, you can add. And this is a tab index. This is a -1 tab index. And coming back to the advanced options, we have plenty of advanced options which comes here as well, and you can able to see those options here. We discussed about on select functionality here in the buttons, not in the data card key. So it's not required here, but if sometimes if you click this one also, if you want to do some on select functionality, you can do that. And this is about the data, and this is about the text. We don't have the tooltip. If you want to add the tooltip, you can able to add the tooltip also. Give me a minute. Okay, you can add the tooltip. I'm just adding. market, location, title, and then we have more options. And this is about the role. We'll discuss in the upcoming sessions what is the role. And this is about the design. And it is having 1.2 line height. And this is overflow is hidden. And auto height is true. If sometimes just before we discussed about the wrap, if you write something that automatically adjusts the height of the data card key. This is about color codes and border thickness, plenty of things, hover color, border color, visible color. This is about a kind of design patterns. And we have focus color, what is the fill color in, so the fill of the background color, if you want to use RGB, you can use. And if you press it and what color it will fill, if you hover it, what color it will fill, and what is the font we are using. Just before we changed it to Open Sans, and the size is 13 and font weight is semi bold. And if you want to make it as a bold, you can, and italic is false, underline is false, strike through is false, and padding also we discussed. A lot of options here also, and the same kind of options it is showing here in the advanced. That is about data card key. And the same kind of things also available for the star visible and error message, because these all are common for the text. So that's why it is showing plenty of things here. And that is about the data cards. We'll come back and we'll discuss more in the Canvas apps. When you are working the Canvas app, we can able to work in a different functionality. But now we are just working with the SharePoint form, and we can able to see a couple of options, and we can utilize that also in the SharePoint form. And we will discuss about the complete what I can say menu options now. So now in the last session, we discussed about how to save the data, and when you hit that file and it appears here, and you can able to save this one and you can able to publish into your SharePoint. When you save it, it stores as a minor versions, and you can able to see the versions here. When you publish it, it will show as a major version. You can able to save multiple times also before publishing into SharePoint list. Now, until you publish into SharePoint list, the functionality will not change in the SharePoint list, and the same functionality, the previous functionality will appears here, and that also works on the same fashion previously worked until you publish. So we'll see about the versions now. See, version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4. Now we totally have 9 versions, and this is about the Power Apps release. And every day they are modifying, so that's why you can able to see 3.20123223. And before that, initially when we started, the Power App release is 1.3, sorry, 1.3. Now it's 2.3. And let it about this. And now when you see live option, see, I'm closing this one. See, this live means now in our SharePoint list, the version 8 is working now. Version 9 we just saved and we are not published it. And when we go back to publish into SharePoint and publish to SharePoint, okay, it's published. Now see, I'm not refreshed it, but it is changed live here. Version 9 is now live. And if you want to see the details of the Power App, you can able to see who's the owner of the Power App and when it is created. Actually, it is created at 9:36 a.m. on 11th January 2021, and it is modified just before 9:28 January 12th. And this is a link for the list. This is not the link for the Power App, and this is a Power App ID, and this is a license designation. This is a standard license which we are using. If you want to know about this standard license, and you can hit this one, an app that only uses standard connectors, and end user must have the Power Apps included with a Office 365 plan per app plan or a per user plan to access this app. Until that, users cannot able to use this one. The anonymous users cannot able to use this standard Power App license. And for that also we have a different types of licenses that we'll discuss later. And this is about the versions which we discussed. And this is same as a SharePoint list or a document library versions. If you hit this Eclipse, I can able to see the restore and delete option. If I restore, and then what are the modifications you did in the version 9 that will not be available to the your Power App farm. If I restore this one, what happens? It restores and it creates another version that will see. Click restore, and this will saved as a version number 10. You can hit restore. Now the 10th version will be in the line. Now we have an error. We'll see that restore failed. Market and Rishan solution form is locked by Rishan solutions. So why it is locked? Because we already opened here in the Power App Studio. So that's why it is showing that, and it is locked by a user named as Rishan Solutions. What I'm doing is I'm closing this, leave this page, and then again refresh this one. I don't know what functionality we added. Just refresh. Click new. Okay, we added this market title, bigger one. Earlier it is only title. Let's close this one. Come back to Power Apps. I'm trying to restore the version number 8 and click restore, and this will be saved as version number 10. Click restore. Now it's restored, and it's restored and it's showing version number 10. And see, it's restored, but it's not live. See, it's not live. And then refresh it. Click. So I can see the same bigger one, right? So now how you can make this one? How you can make this one live? So for that, select this one and then click here, and see, you can able to see the publish this version option. When I click publish this version, and this will make version number 10 available to everyone who has can use the permissions. Of course, that we discussed about the licensing part, and who have the access, they can able to see that only. Until that, they cannot able to see. And this is market and Rishan solutions. Now the version number is 10. If you want to edit the details, you can do that, or you can publish. We'll see what it contains if you click edit details. And then license designation I cannot able to send. And the app name, if you want to change the app name, you can able to change. And this is about the assignment. This app can be shared with users without a per user license. And but I cannot able to see this option because we're just using a standard license. And this is preload app for enhanced performance. Allow users to download the app file while authentication is being completed, which means only authenticated users can able to download this app. Of course, they want to utilize, they can use. Not modified anything, so that's why I cannot able to see the save option. You can simply cancel it and then click on it and see publish this option and publish this version. Now we can able to see this one, and it is now showing as live, and you can utilize it. We'll test that one. That close here. Now I'm sorry. Now see, you can able to see the title. Earlier we have the market title, but we restored the previous version, so that's why it is only title. And again, if you want to customize, now we closed that. Now this is the Power Apps environment. Now, if you want to modify it, and you have to go back to apps and see if is there any apps. Now we have the app named as Market and Risk Solution Forms. Of course, you can change this one. Now here the type you can able to see, this is a canvas. This is a canvas app. Now when I hit this one, I'm sorry. When we hit this one, it opens the list. Click here. Now I cannot able to edit from here. This edit option is grayed out, and only the icon is showing up here, and there is no option to edit. Select this, no option to edit. And then how we can do that? Click here and it opens up the list, and then go back to the Power App and then click customize forms. It loads and it opens the SharePoint list form. It's loading now. Skip this one. We'll discuss about this later. We don't want to modify it. Okay. Then come back to the functionalities. We'll see one after another. And I select this one inside this one, and it works for data card value. This data card value also contains a different kinds of functionalities. And we also seen those kind of functionality here in the advanced. And here also we can able to see this is most important. Each and every data card contains a different kinds of functionalities. And some of the functionalities related to the design, some of the functionalities related to the actions. And this is accessible label, that is about a label, and this is alignment, and we know that it is left aligned, and this is about the border color, and it comes from the parent. If it is an error, it shows a red color, sorry, border color, and then if it is a blank, see this is a border color. When I go and run this, it contains a BSC, and then when I hit save, see the border color is changed to red, otherwise it is blue. And then if I hit close, it will not close here because we are running the preview. So that is about the border color of the data card. And then so now the parent dot border color, we don't know what is the parent dot border color which is given by system, and otherwise it is red. And this is the border style, and it's a solid color and solid border. We discussed about what is solid, right? When you go back here in the border, and this is solid, this is none, and this is dotted. If you change this one, if you want to go to dashed, and you can go with the dashed, and if you want to change to dotted, you can do that. If you know this spelling properly, you can type it out, or otherwise you can change it from here. And sometimes we will get the Intellisense border style. If I click this one and you want to change to dashed and you want to change to dotted, you can do that. Or you want to change it to solid, and then you can change it to solid as well. There's data card. And this is about the border thickness one. If you want to increase to 2, 3, 4, you can do that. This is about the clear. And now we are not working with the clear. And this is about the color, and it is in the RGB format. If you want to see this one, just copy into Google and then go to any of the color pickers. And when you paste it, and it shows the what is this color. Or if you want to change the colors also, it's better to get from the Google. And when I go here and go with the color, before that RGB color picker, because no one knows about it exactly what is the RGBA numbering. Now you are here. Okay. This is not the exact one which we are looking for. Now here it is. So now you can pick. So this is R numbering, G numbering, and B numbering, and alpha numbering. 4 we have, and you can pick any of the color. This is for red and related to blue, dark blue, and then green. You can get, see here also you can able to see the RGB color, and this is about RGB. You just need to copy the numbers 115241 and 125 and 1. And once you copy it, and then this is the color we actually picked up. Okay, and this is the other one. Whatever you want, and you can take these numbers and add here. The color will change automatically. That is about that. For example, if you want to see is that works exactly or not, we'll see for other one. What I'll do is, okay, I'll see the background color of this. These are showing this. There is no focused border color. We don't want. This is border style, border thickness. Okay, we'll see color. What is this color actually? If I change to color, okay, this is about the color of this title, but I don't want this here. there is a background color for this. Mm-hmm. No, this is that font color. What is going to font? Mm-hmm. This is color visible. Okay, fill we have. Okay, now we have fill, right? I think this works as expected. Then we can see that yes, it is working. I'll pick the color something from here, and which is already there. Now I'm trying to pick this color. Okay, it's almost pink color we are trying to pick, and it's 245.66. It's 245 and then 66 and 146. It's 146 and then alpha is 1. Okay, and we got exact one, right? We got the exact one. We can able to see the color here itself. If you want to change this one to somehow, and you want to pick some kind of yellow color, this is a color, and it contains 187, 189, 187, 189, and 51. Okay, and then 1. Now we can able to see the exact color, right? In this format, you can able to get the colors. So when I run this one, I can able to see this one exactly. Okay, we'll close this one. So everywhere you can able to see these kind of RGB color codes, and where we have the colors. For this is for background image. We'll change that background image later, and we are not selected anything, so that's why. Okay, so here we have the border color, we have color, and we have visible color, and everything comes here with an RGBA colors. And what I'll do is, instead of this again, we'll see is this works exactly. For example, if I remove this one, and if I try to put some red, I can able to use the color red. I can able to use the standard colors. You can able to use the standard colors directly. But if you don't have the standard colors, some of the companies have their own themes, are their own design patterns and own colors. So that time we need to pick from the RGB. Otherwise, this is fine. If you just want to use any of the standard colors, you can directly type that here, and it shows up blue, violet. I type this one, Alice blue and blue violet, it comes up here directly. But if you don't know the color naming, and if it's not named anywhere, and then you can pick that from the RGBA colors, and you can pick lakhs of different colors here. We know that, right? Millions of different colors were there in the world, and you can pick it out. So that is about the color. And if you select any one of these, and it contains the different type of functionality, visible fill, display mode, and focus border, and even font also. Even this font is also appears here. If you want to change it from here, you can do that. And this is font weight, and this is the height of that control. And this is hover border color, hover fill. This is italic, line height, like plenty of things for that you can utilize whatever you want. And here we have some limitations in the Power Apps. You can able to utilize the out-of-box options, and in the Canvas apps, and especially in the SharePoint related customizations, you cannot inject any client-side scripting. There is no option to inject the client-side scripting in the Power App. You need to use out-of-box options. And also when you select it, and we know that fill is appearing here, we did it, and the font also did from here, and still we have another option from here. And even you can pick the custom colors also instead of getting from the outside, and you can pick the custom colors from here. Just before we did it from the outside, and you no need to worry about it. No, I don't know how to get that from the outside. You can do it from the outer box. You can able to see this, right? This is a color picker here. From here also, you can pick lakhs of colors, different types of colors also available here, and the color picker also available. This is the standard. It shows the standard colors, and this is a custom, and you can choose your color bar, and you can choose your color from here itself. Okay, and here also, if you want to make it some light, once you get the color, you can make it. For example, I got the color, but still I want some light color, and you can do that from here. Still, if you want to change the RGB format, you can able to change from here itself. The same from the font as well. If you selected here, now you can able to see the font coloring also in the custom mode. See, this is changed to here. But always when you want to modify, you need to select the control. Once you select the control only, it gives an option to change everything. And this is about the border. And again, border colors also available in multiple formats. And this is a border style. If you want to change none, solid, dashed, and dotted, you can able to see from here, and you can able to modify that. Okay, that is about most of the functionality in the SharePoint list form. We have a couple of things, and that we'll discuss in the next session, how we can work with the connections, how you can integrate with the flows, and what is the account which you are using, and it shows up here. And this one also we'll discuss in the upcoming session. And also we have to discuss more into what are the input buttons were available, how you can insert the input buttons, and this is icons also available. Just before we see in somewhere about this, when you are publishing and you can able to see these options, that also we can discuss how we can insert an icon and how you can make the functionality of the icon to be present in the SharePoint list form using Power Apps. So that's it. Okay.